That's recording. Okay. So, watching your opening sequence here, and I've reviewed the title sequence several times before. Really strong, powerful, and effective title sequence. It's got all the right elements. It's got a real sense of fear, of danger, of pace, and it just comes together nicely. And all the imagery is very much about scaring the audience into what there is and what's happening. Okay, and then we move from that into the opening sequence. Love how what effectively you're doing is you're bringing the audience to consciousness. That whoever it is beginning to come to consciousness. And then we've got this really lovely close-up of the spider web and the spider. Interesting choice of music. I have to say, I really like it. And I don't know if everybody would like it, but it kind of makes sense to me. You know, sort of Guns N' Roses idea. What I'd like to work out is that's Peter Gillies, how you've moved into the shot and the sound has changed. It's really exactly the way it should be done. We now have a much greater sense of what's going on in the shot. We need to talk about the other sounds that are happening in there. Good use of the camera to imply disorientation, fear. Now, my concern at this point is the revelation of the antagonist. Possibly, we might want to reconsider whether or not the antagonist is being revealed at this time or not. And we can still have the dialogue, and maybe we just keep that dialogue but have the shot of Lydia rather than of Charlie, and we don't reveal who Charlie is. I'm just thinking that might be a way to think about it. Certainly worth thinking about.
It's taken years of practice.
Now,
it's perfect.
Just coming on to this shot here. This I really like the imagery of that keyhole shot, that shot through the wall. But earlier in the film, my sense of that keyhole was that it was the point of view of the protagonist, and then we're seeing the protagonist through that same hole. So I'm slightly confused about what the hole is representing and where we're looking from. So I'd just like to raise that as something that certainly that was my assumption, and then I changed that assumption. So an audience might do the same thing, and that's something for you to consider and think about. Again, good Foley sound effects going on here.
So do you remember me then?
And actually, the "So do you remember me then" can be done almost over the top of this. You don't need the face. You just need the sound of the voice and then her responding, and then we can then trim this much quicker, and then go back to put it on.
Done anything, honestly.
And then we take that again. We take the reverse shot. It's very important to have those shots and reverse shots, but not in this exchange. We don't want to reveal the antagonist.
I remember all those years of torture you put me through, the bullying.
Right. Really, there's authenticity up until this point, and my sense of the blade at this point is there's a diminishing authenticity in the blade, the way it's being held, and the way it's being sort of dangled, almost between two fingers. It suddenly looks less scary. it doesn't look like it's going to be used. We need to see less of the knife, and we need to see it more aggressively. And that's where knives are dangerous and fearsome, is the less we see of the knife and the more we see of the potential use it's going to be put to. But sort of dangling it around and sort of running it across her thighs, which doesn't really do anything. It's almost like, oh, that tickles. You know, it's just not. It's no longer. It almost diminishes the whole situation.
I hate the red flashing filter as well.
You've made me suffer.
And she suddenly put the mask back on. Really, we want the mask never coming off. Okay. But I'm
now it's your turn.
Bang. Okay. Now, that is a really, in terms of the narrative that's there, there's massive potential in it. At the moment, it is not reaching that potential, but I think you guys can look at that based on the comments that I've made and based on some further research that we're going to do. I think you can really make that very, very strong indeed. Okay.